Hello guys and happy September. So it's been a while since I was last on. I lost my microphone and I record everything on my iPhone, which is an iPhone 11, so it's a lot older, and the speaker and the microphone are unfortunately broken. However, we have a lot of stuff to do today. The garden looks completely different from the last time you guys saw it. Let me show you guys some of the roses and what we're going to be harvesting today in September. You can see the grapes back there. Let's get over there. I did mulch and cardboard around all of my grapes, all of my vines, all of our bushes, so my raspberries, the blackberries, as well as the blueberries. Oh, I have so many things to show you guys. Everything looks beautiful out here. It's a gorgeous day. Okay, the grapes. The grapes are growing incredible. You can see here, if you didn't see the video where we planted the grapes, I will post that. This is the main stem, and this is what we planted in the ground earlier this year. All of this is new growth. So that's one of the plants. Here's another one, and again, we just planted this tiny little stick, and all of this is new growth. Let's head over to the other side. This is one of the biggest ones. This one did the best this year. So down here you can see cardboard and mulch, and it was just this little stick when we planted it. Again, I'll link the video up top. This is what it looks like now. It's beautiful. And again, another one. All right, and a few more things I want to show you guys. Look at these roses. They are gorgeous. I absolutely love it. This is probably the fourth or fifth time that these roses have gotten flowers and bloomed. Absolutely incredible. This one out front here, my yellow roses are my absolute favorite color of rose. The deer actually ate this one, and so I was nervous that I wasn't going to get to see any of the actual blooms on it this year. Thankfully, it has bloomed several more times and been absolutely gorgeous. We have got herbs and dahlias and so much going on here. I have cleaned up. Oh, it's windy, but it's so nice out here. I've cleaned up a lot of the garden, so a lot of it has been picked up, mowed, cleaned. There's not much left in here. The bees are loving this. This is one of my Thai basil plants here. You can see I've got another one over here. This one I actually harvested a bunch from the other day to save. I've got another one down there at the end of the arch, as well as some purple basil. And these are all incredible. I do leave them to flower, not for the seeds, but for the bees and for the insects. They love it. Let's check out some of the dahlias. Oh my gosh, I love this color. Look at these. These are the ones that we grew from seed earlier this year. These did get stunted, and I was nervous that we might not see any blooms from these as well. They have been amazing. Another beautiful Thai basil plant right there. It did get huge. This one is a dark red. There's no blooms on it right now, but you can see what was absolutely gorgeous. Over here, we have some yellows. I have another red one right here. My goal this year for the dahlias is to dig up the tubers and save them over winter, because yes, they could overwinter here in zone 7. However, I don't know as I want them to overwinter and stay where they currently are. So I'm going to dig them up. Hopefully they survive the winter being dug up, and then we can replant them where we want them next year. I have some giant sunflowers that have gone by, and normally I will harvest seeds from those. This year I decided to let the birds take them, and the garden this year has just been incredible. It's been a jungle, but everything just looks so good. Obviously, I did hit the point that most gardeners this time of year will hit. Usually hits a little early. Mine was in end of July, early August, where I was so done with the garden. Everything was overgrown. It was hard to get out here. It was incredibly hot, and I did leave some things to die off. But like I said, I've already been out here and cleaned up, and now the regrowth and the things that are alive out here are just flourishing, and it looks beautiful. These right here are the giant sunflowers, and I looked the other day and you can see where the birds have eaten the seeds down at the bottom, and they'll come and they'll get these seeds up here as well. So I am 6'1", and these flowers easily are at least a foot or two taller than I am. They were gorgeous. If you've been a longtime follower, you may remember last winter or last November when I harvested trimmings from my figs. It was the first time doing it. I didn't know what I was doing, so I did a ton of them, and almost all of them rooted. I ended up selling most of them, but I did keep 2, and they're doing amazing. I hope they overwinter well because they are still fairly young. Most people keep them in a pot the first year or 2, bring them in the winter, or put them in a greenhouse so they'll be taken care of. I planted mine right out just because I don't have the room for that. But let's get to the things that are still growing that we're going to be harvesting. Ooh, I have a couple more roses I want to show you guys. Over here on the arch, we have our climbing rose. This one is beautiful. The color is pinata, so it starts off as this gorgeous sunset orange yellow color, and it turns into these deep red, pink, and white. I have to start training this one so it climbs up this archway here, but it's doing great. And I actually have one up by the front of the house, which is what influenced me to get this one. I have another one here. This one is really, really struggling. This is one of the ones that the deer got to, and it was down to just a couple little nubs. Thankfully, the deer have kind of moved past our garden. I think they thought they probably ate everything, or during the phase where it was kind of a jungle, they couldn't get in here comfortably, or they found somewhere easier to eat from. But I'm thankful for it. So let's talk about what we still have growing. We still have growing peppers, fall tomatoes, our fall crops, things like beets, Swiss chard, cauliflower, cabbage, some lettuce, and beans. You can see over there my bean arch is crazy. Let's go over there and I will show you guys. I harvested a bunch of green beans. I also canned a bunch of green beans. I am going to let the rest of them dry up, and I will be harvesting them for the actual beans inside. But look at all of those beans. I originally used to grow bush beans, and then the deer would eat all of them, and I was getting so frustrated, and somebody recommended growing pole beans. I will be growing pole beans from here on out because we have gotten just an abundance of beans, and they are, I mean, they're incredible. There's so many. Let me show you. I do have some of my fall tomatoes already starting, which is great because our first frost can be anywhere from before Halloween all the way until mid-November. So sometimes we don't even get a good fall harvest. This year, I was just looking back at photos. It's warmer this year at this time than it was the past 2 years. So I think that this fall harvest is going to be incredible. I'm going to go back and get my baskets, and we're going to start getting these peppers because, I mean, there are so many. This is my Scotch bonnet pepper plant. This is just one plant. These have been absolutely amazing. They're producing incredibly. The peppers are gorgeous. Let's harvest some more. This is a banana pepper plant. These look amazing. There are different types of banana peppers. Some are sweet, some are hot. These ones are the sweet ones. I plant my sweet peppers in an area, and I plant my hot peppers in a different area because they can actually cross and make spicy sweet peppers, which I don't mind, but I don't want to happen when I'm doing things like canning or preserving or making dinner for the kids. All right, guys, so I did get this basket full of hot peppers and this basket full of sweet peppers. These are all my sweet bell. Some of them are red, orange, or yellow. They just haven't fully developed yet, but I keep pulling the peppers just so they will keep developing. If they sit inside, they will change color. I've got plenty more peppers out here, and I will continue to harvest from these until they usually hold up until maybe the second frost. Not a hard frost, but they'll survive all the way into the 40s. We've had 2 nights so far where it's been 42. Thankfully, the weather has jumped back up, so let's get these inside. I do want to show you guys the front garden and what we're growing this fall because most of the fall stuff is out front. I have been working so hard, cardboarding and mulching everything. Unfortunately, the bugs did get to most of the stuff in my Easy Cube. I am going to be planting a bunch of cool weather stuff in that in the spring. But until then, I have to get my lemon and my orange inside. I moved my asparagus bed over here. I've got tomatoes in there. You can see some watermelon back there that I harvested the other day. Still have a bunch of watermelon growing. I've got some lettuce over here that I planted. This is all starting to pop up beautifully. The lilac bush has tons of new growth. The blueberry is getting very tall. Again, I'm extremely tall and it's up to my waist. The marigolds look beautiful. This time of year, these just go crazy. Some fall tomatoes. I did notice some tiny little cherry tomatoes over here on it earlier. I don't know if you can even see those. So I've got some fall tomatoes there in that bed. I've got this tomato, which I left here because the tomato hornworms seem to keep going after it, which also brings in the parasitic wasps. So it's a win-win. I'm letting them take this one from the summer, and I have my beautiful fall romas over here. So these are flowering. They look incredible. A bunch of new growth. There are 5 plants here tied up around this one tomato trellis. These are a determinate plant, so they won't go crazy. But this is the other piñata rose up by the house. Oh my gosh. Like I said, it starts off this beautiful sunset yellow orange and turns to these deep red flowers. They're so pretty. This Vego net has definitely been doing its job. There have not been any bugs in here, and everything is growing really great. You can see that the soil is kind of settling just because this bed did get previously moved. So it was all new soil that got put in here, and I did a layering method. So things are settling and changing, but all of the crops look wonderful. The only bugs I've seen in here are little spiders. Like I said, I have cauliflower, cabbage, kale, broccoli, and I think that's it in this bed. But I know it's been a while since I was last here. A lot's happened. It's been very busy. The summer is busy. The fall is busy. Really, the only time that isn't super busy is winter. It's when we kind of relax and settle down. However, we have a ton of renovation projects and things planned inside for this winter, so that's also going to be busy, and I will be recording that. We're still working on the bathroom remodel. We just had our first video hit over 5 million over on Facebook, so make sure you're checking out the links and everything down below. You can follow me on all of those. I have my Vego code, I have my Lowe storefront, I have everything linked below for you guys. You can save yourselves money. It also contributes to me, which I greatly appreciate anytime you guys use my codes or my links. So as always, thank you guys for watching. And now that I have my microphone, I will be more consistent about uploading here on YouTube. I have a lot of fall/winter planning videos coming up soon. So make sure you subscribe, and I will see you guys next video.